we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and get game number 1 counted down. What else can he do? He needs something left. He's not going to get it. Cole, you're in a chase down. And there it is. Cobra needs a bar, and he hangs it in column 8. How's the next line clear will do it? There it is. He's done at 750, and it's another chase down. He gets 2. That's it. Cole takes it in a sweep. Players, let's go ahead and get this counted down. Sodium taking on Cobra. 58 for Sodium, and he hangs a piece immediately. He's done. Cobra, you're in a chase down. And there it goes. 485. All that hang for Sodium. That's going to do it. You have to burn in at 1,138,000. Nearly a 180,000 point lead for Cobra.
Next thing you know, my mic says negative infinity decibels. So let's count this one down. Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. All right. And at long last, the game is afoot. Here we go. All right, and glad y'all can hear me now. And of course, as is usual, we love to get to know all of our competitors here on the Super Show. We'll start on the right with Cryticalapis. As you can see, he is a roller. He's been to a few in-person tournaments. He's been to 2 Boston, 2 Parity, Philly this year, Northeast Regional at Hartford, made the gold bracket in all of them. And he's done a bunch of CTM, Classic Tetris Biweekly, and also the SLCF Tetris for Charity Tournament. I believe that is the one that Cobra's putting on. Now, Cryticalapis is also a very versatile player. He does have a 761k DAS PB, so he can do it regardless of play style. Now, in this one, we're about 25 lines in. It is Cole with the early edge, 117,000 to now 107,000, up by about a Tetris and a half at the moment. And nothing but good, solid building from both players early on, coming up on a third of the way to transition, so we'll give our first pace projection checks of the match. And Cryticalapis looking like about a 470,000 pace. Meanwhile, Cole on a 630,000 transition pace at the moment. Just over 45 lines clear for both players. Good adjustment on the right as Cole gets back-to-back Tetrises. Cryticalapis doing an adjustment, gets that O piece in, doesn't have to make his board awkward or burn any additional lines. So a solid move right there. But about 55 lines in, 270,000 for Cryticalapis. He's got some back-to-back Tetrises that he's thrown down. And Cole at 281,000. So the lead hanging around a Tetris for Cole as both players throw down a couple of Tetrises in quick succession. And just like that, we're halfway to transition. 550k is the pace for Cryticalapis. 650k is the pace for Cole. So good numbers as we are about 50 or 60 lines, away from the transition. We'll see if Cole can maintain this pace and also keep this lead, as Cryticalapis is putting up some good numbers as well. All right, and about 80 lines in, looks like we're about to enter a drought. Haven't seen a long bar on either player's side for a while. And the score is currently 403,000 for Cole, 371k for Cryticalapis, and that was about a 25-piece drought. Cryticalapis wasn't able to get a Tetris with it. Cole was, and Cole throws down another one. So Both players now with clean boards. Cryticalapis opens up that well, gets a Tetris, and he's within 50,000 points of Cole as we are approaching the turn. And as you can see, there's a reason why these players are in Division 1. This level 18 building is very strong, very consistent. You're not seeing a whole lot of burns being taken by these players, nor are you seeing many struggles with their board. I mean, you got the 84%, 84% Tetris rate for Cole, 71% for Cryticalapis. So these players really know how to pour on the efficiency in these early goings. We are coming up to that level 19 transition. Cryticalapis has 3 more Tetrises he can get before we go to 19. Same with Cole, so these will be the last few Tetris scoring opportunities before that in speed increase. 50% faster as we go into level 19. And Cryticalapis on his last Tetris. Cole could get 2 more before the 19 transition. And there it is. Cryticalapis goes in 584,000. We'll see what Cole's able to do with this board. Can still get 2 Tetrises, but the moment he burns, he's going to lose one of them. So there is one, and now just needs that last Tetris, waiting for the long bar to come. And there it is. He's going to transition at 659,000. A very strong score from him. But Cryticalapis also with a very respectable transition. These players putting up great numbers for an opening round. Now into level 20, Cryticalapis is up by about 10 lines in the line count, so that will affect whether it is a true lead for one or both of these players. But the board getting a little tough up top for Cryticalapis. He does get a Tetris, but that was a bit of a drought that he went through to get there, and now he'll work to bring this board down, which is gonna give Cole a potential opportunity to put some separation between him and Cryticalapis, but he's facing that same drought, 20 pieces and growing. It ends at 22. Cole gets the Tetris. And now about to head into level 22. Meanwhile, Cryticalapis, he's still on a max out pace despite all of this burning. This is about a 1.08 million pace for Cryticalapis, who gets a dirty Tetris 3 rows off the bottom. Cole, on the other hand, he's putting up a show right now. This is a 1.24 million pace for the kill screen. So we'll see if those numbers hold up as we make our way towards level 29. Another Tetris for Cole, 868,000 to 826,000. Cryticalapis 10 lines ahead, 192 versus 182. So make whatever conclusions you wish with those numbers in the back of your mind. But now Cole, the first to 900,000. A few more Tetrises will give him that max out. And Cryticalapis in a similar situation, only trailing by about 9,000 points, but also ahead by a handful of lines. And Anjing saying that they really admire how these guys can get Tetris ready so fast. It's a thing of beauty. It's almost like watching art, just seeing how they're able to visualize the board, see the pieces coming, and just have perfect piece placement so that there's minimal effort needed to get Tetris ready. That's really the sign of a professional, is just their ability to make something that is normally difficult look effortless. But now we've got 2 players both maxed out. Cryticalapis has the score lead, but not the pace lead, as Cole is still 10 lines behind. 1.05 for Cole, 1.06 for Cryticalapis. And Cryticalapis now has 2 more Tetrises before the kill screen, but he's going to probably need to burn a line. And so he's going to burn into 29 at 1.103 million. Cole's got 2 more Tetrises available before going to 29. But same as it was for Lapis, if Cole burns even 1 line, he's going to lose one of those Tetrises. So now he's down to 1. He's getting droughted. The worst time to get droughted, but he gets the long bar. 1.19 million into kill screen. So Cole with the slight advantage at the moment, and he hangs a couple of pieces, the Z and the T, or the S and the T rather, right in the middle. The board's falling apart, and I'll see if he can save this. And he's not going to be able to. And Cole, oh my goodness, right as Cole topped out, Critical Lapis burns a line to sneak away with the game 1 victory. And there we go, a heart on the right for Critical Lapis. And an intense rush into kill screen. But Lapis does get that first game. An unfortunate couple of pieces hung there by Cole, and it ends up being the difference maker. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Now, in game 1, we got to know Critical Lapis a bit. We're going to take some time to know Cole. And Cole, currently in college, going to school for psychology. And he's done his fair share of in-person Tetris tournaments. Did Philly this year, Michigan this past year, Cleveland last year. Multi-time top 4 finisher. He's been to CTWC, saw him at Jonas Cup. I mean, you name a tournament, Cole has probably found his way there. Online, same thing. You name an online event, Cole has probably done it at some point. He's done CTM, he's in CTL, he's done Classic Tetris Wars, Classic Tetris Bi-Weekly, he was in TNP. I mean, Cole has... Speaking of TNP, Cole is one of a handful of players that has gone from TNP Bronze Division all the way up to CTL Division 1. I believe he and Cobra are 2 of them. I'm not sure if there are any others that also fall into that group. But game number 2, we're about 25 lines in on both sides. 118,000 for Cole, 103,000 for Critical Lapis. All right, looks like we might be about to enter a drought. Well, maybe not. I thought it was a little longer than that since the long bar, but both players able to utilize it, getting Tetrises. Coming up on a third of the way to transition, we'll let you know how their paces are looking. 570 is the pace for Critical Lapis, and the same for Cole. So, yeah, you can say it. These two are neck and neck right now, 45 lines in. Right now at about 55 lines in, a little bit of a, looks like a misdrop from Cole, but he'll be able to get out of this, or at least should be able to. 246K for Cole, 266,000 for Critical Lapis, who gets another Tetris. So right now that lead's sitting at about 1 Tetris and we'll say 3/4 of a Tetris, maybe a little less than that. But now halfway to 19, 500K is the pace for Cole, 620,000 is the pace for Critical Lapis. So a little bit of separation in the past 20 or so lines. Right now, coming up on 80 lines, Critical Lapis has continued to grow this lead, but they're throwing Tetrises back and forth, so it's kind of hovering around 2 Tetrises, the advantage for Critical Lapis. 406,000 for him compared to 367,000 for Cole. right, and I'm going to say it again. It looks like we're about to enter another drought, and there it is confirmed. Both players have the drought counter on their board. This one's over 20 pieces. It's going to end at 23. Both players getting a Tetris with it. Approaching 100 lines rapidly. 439k for Cole at the turn. 478k for Cryticalapis at the turn as he throws down a Tetris, and he'll be the first to a half max with that 500,000. Now another Tetris for Cryticalapis, 570,000 exactly. We're nearing that transition to 19. 3 more Tetrises for Cryticalapis available. 4 more available for Cole. And there is one of them for both players. So 2 more for Lapis, 3 more for Cole. And Cole does have 1 more burn in hand, but again, if he uses that burn here, he's going to lose one of those potential Tetrises. So it's a player choice if they want to go for all those Tetrises before 19, or if it doesn't make a difference to them. But Cole gets the Tetris, so no decision to be made there. 603,000 for him. 665,000 is the score for Cryticalapis. Both players on level 19. Line counts are even, so whatever the score is, that is the true score. So it is a true lead or not for one player or another. And into level 20, a nice little hey now on the board for Cryticalapis. 693, 678 for Cole. Just waiting for that long bar to show up. There it is. He's going to get a Tetris. Both players on to level 21 with scores over 700,000. Great pace from these two. And we're within about half a Tetris. So yes, this is still a neck and neck game. But an interesting development here. Both players have utilized pushdown points, and they actually have the same digit at the end of their score. So the question becomes, who's going to push down once again to break that potential tie situation? But right now, both players are on 1.2 million paces heading into level 23. I can't speak for CTL games, but as far as specifically matches I've restreamed, if they're able to get a 1.2 into kill screen, that will be among the top kill screen transitions that I've ever had. But Cole with the Vits, so let's see if one or both of them can do it. And now Cole into level 24, first to 900,000. Cryticalapis right behind him, so both players just crossing that 900,000 point threshold. But looks like it might have been an inadvertent double flip on Cryticalapis' side. He's going to need a 5-tap. He does get the 5-tap, and he's going to have to burn this one down. It's giving Cole a chance to build on this lead, currently sitting at 2 Tetrises, 974k to 911,000. Cole is in the lead. He now has the max out, 1.008 million into level 26. And Cryticalapis now has that right well open, would love a long bar. He's going to get it, and he's going to get a Tetris. So after that extended dig situation, Cole up by almost 3 Tetrises. And he's got 30 lines until kill screen, so could still be on the hunt in the market for a 1.2 into level 29. And there is the max out for Cryticalapis, a double max out. Both players receiving it by level 27. Cryticalapis, the first into level 20. He's got 3 Tetrises available to him before going to level 29. There is one of them, but he's going to have to burn, so that's going to take away a Tetris. Cole, on the other hand, is likely going to end up burning unless he goes for a dirty Tetris into 29. Let's see what he does with these last remaining lines. It's looking like a burn situation, and that's what he's going to do. 1.14 into 29 for Cole, and Cryticalapis also on the kill screen. He's got a 1.12. So the edge with that Tetris now over to Cryticalapis, actually up, but it's going back to Cole. So back and forth we go. Who knows who's going to be in the lead based on how the pieces fall. But at the moment, it's Cole with a slight edge, 1.15 to 1.13, levels 31 for both players now. And we're seeing some great survival. They're keeping their boards low. They're kind of maybe trying to feel each other out as Cryticalapis gets a Tetris, but Cole follows up with one of his own. We're on level 32. Who's going to be the first to blink in this game as Cryticalapis gets a Tetris to take the lead? Cole is just burning down right now. He takes a triple. He's got the lead at the moment, but Critical takes it right back and gets another Tetris. Into level 33, we've only got about 50 or so lines until the second kill screen on 39. And both players sporting 1.3s. And of course, shout out to Minnesota because that is 2 of the D on the screen. But the board falling apart for Cryticalapis. So Cole, you have a chase down. 1.33 million is all you need. And that burn is going to do it. Cole completes the chase down and evens this up at 1 game apiece. Four, 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Okay, LJO to open up. Can confirm seeds are identical. And we'll see how this game 3 plays out. Each player taking one off the other, so evened up at 1 apiece. And we'll take a look. There's a very brief history of matches between these two. You may have seen earlier, Cole leads the all-time series 1-0. He had a sweep against Cryticalapis in CTM Futures last month. It was the second round back on October 25th, so almost a month ago. We'll call it 3 or so weeks ago. So this is the second time these two are meeting in the past month. So let's see how this one goes. And Kingsman in the chat coming in with the very punctual and very necessary standings machination confirmation, saying that Critical is not confirmed in last place. If Critical loses this one, if he loses this one 3 games to 1, then yes, he is in last. But if he can get a win, he'd tie Redshirt on points. But important to note that Cryticalapis does currently hold the tiebreaker over Redshirt. So there's still plenty of movement that could happen between now and the end of the season. So not set in stone yet on Cryticalapis' side. But here we are, about 40 lines in, 152k for Cole, 193k for Cryticalapis. Coming up on a third of the way to transition. Looks like a 600k pace for Cryticalapis. And for Cole, we're going to call it a 550,000 transition pace. But both players fighting through a drought right now. This one, over 20 pieces. It's going to end at about 23. Cryticalapis not able to get a Tetris with it. Cole is able to get a Tetris. And now about 55 lines in, 269k for Cole. Hey now, 230,000 for Cryticalapis. Not a hey now, but he does get a dirty column 7 Tetris to bring us halfway to transition. 580k, now the pace for Cole. He's picked it up a little bit in the past 20 lines. Cryticalapis at a 500,000 pace, so this one is still fairly close. And now Critical is looking for a long bar. Is it going to show up? And now we're going to see something that Cryticalapis says he's known for, building up really high and then trying to dig his way out of it. So our focus is on the right side of the board as he continues to burn down. And he's got a drought. He's got the well open on column number 3, but still waiting for this long bar. My goodness, what a drought. That was 25 pieces, but he gets the dirty Tetris anyway. So just Critical Lapis things on the right side of the board, and then he goes and takes the lead. But we must take note that after that high build, Critical Lapis is about 10 lines ahead in the count, so it's not a true lead. Cole now with the lead, but Critical Lapis takes the raw score lead back, so Cole ahead in pace. Currently at 351,000 for Cole, 362,000 for Critical Lapis. The line count is 92 for Cole and 102 for Critical Lapis. As we make our way towards level 19, not sure if that placement was intentional for Cole, but whether it was or it wasn't, he managed to put everything into place beautifully. So if that was planned, that was some vision that I definitely did not have. Okay, Critical Lapis throwing down a Tetris. We're always only down by about a Tetris and change as we're nearing that transition. 2 more Tetrises available for Critical Lapis. He gets one of them. He's got one more and a couple burns if necessary. Cole, on the other hand, has, I believe, 4 more Tetrises available, but no burn. So if he takes a burn, he loses a Tetris pre-transition. A Simul Tetris in the books. 505k is the transition for Critical Lapis into 19. Meanwhile, Cole, still with the Tetris available, has 3 burns in his back pocket. There is one of them, so now down to 2. But as long as that long bar shows up, which it does, he's not going to need those extra burns. Transitions at 560,000. So now with the lead into level 19. And in terms of raw score, that's right, folks. You can say it. We're neck and neck. 608k to 611,000. Critical Lapis with the lead by 734 points. And yes, and I apologize if I mispronounced your name, Honest Mio. I hope I got that right, saying the lead in air quotes or finger quotes. But yeah, it is a less than a Tetris lead, but that difference in the line count also something that needs to be in our minds as we get closer to the end of this match, whenever that happens. A Tetris for Critical Lapis. This is about a 1.035 million pace. 1.035, so max out pace for Critical Lapis. Cole just now entering level 22. And we'll let you know what his kill screen pace is coming up shortly. Because he is looking at about almost a 1.1. We're calling it a 1.09 million pace. As he now enters level 23. The actual score lead, the raw scores, 790,000 for Cole, 816,000 for Critical Lapis. But as you can see, the pace currently in Cole's favor as we are in level 24. Only about 45 or so lines away from the kill screen are these players. And now Critical Lapis clean, gets the Tetris. Cole is now clean as well. Waiting for this long bar to show up. It's taken its sweet time. And wait, I got it right? Oh, that's awesome. I always feel bad if I mispronounce someone's name just because I didn't know, but, you know, once in a while I get it right. It doesn't happen often, but I'll take the wins when I can get them. But this one's still very close. 957k for Cole, 969 hey now for Critical Lapis, and a max out as he gets back-to-back Tetrises. 1.039 million for Critical Lapis, who's got 2 more Tetrises before kill screen. Cole with the max out as well, still on level 27. And with the next line clear of any amount, Critical Lapis is going to go into the kill screen with the Tetris now. A 1.1 million into kill screen. And looking at Cole, he's got some gaps in his stack. So we'll see how this plays out. Gets a nice little spin to make things a little bit easier on his side, but it's very possible that Cole is going to burn into level 29. Let's see how he plays out these last couple of lines. Or is he? Nope, he's going to burn in and just bring the stack down 1.05 million. Meanwhile, Cryticalapis with a 1.2. He is on level 31. So for whatever it's worth, more runway available for Cole right here, right now in this game number 3. And now Cole gets a Tetris. He's down by 100,000 points. That's a 2 Tetris and change deficit, but a Simul Tetris from both players. Level 30 on the left, level 32 on the right. Cole is Tetris ready. Cryticalapis is trying to build for maybe a column 8 Tetris, and he's ready for it, but he just needs the long bar. And of course, it's not coming, so he just has to bring the stack down. Cole is going to get a dirty left well Tetris. So now this lead, which was over 100,000 at one point, is down to 55,000 points. And it's going to be another case of who's going to make the first crucial error. And I hope I didn't commentators curse this one. Cole is trying to get out of this, and he hangs a piece, and he's going to top out. And Cryticalapis takes game number 3, 1.39 million to 1.258 million. Up, and Cryticalapis is still going. He's got about 20 lines away from the kill screen. Let's see what he can do with this. He's going to get a Tetris. Okay, potentially, well, in all likelihood, maybe 2 more Tetrises, but he's got to get this stack reorganized. Might be able to, if he goes for a non-right well Tetris, might be able to do something in column number 2. Nope, he's just going to go for a column number 7, gets the Tetris into double kill screen, and finishes with a 1.5 million on the Mullen effort. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Now it's Cryticalapis with a 2-1 lead in this matchup. Looking to do his best to try and escape the danger zone. Or at least move up past red shirt, because I believe that bottom spot is, we'll call it the double danger zone, because I believe that is guaranteed relegation. And if you're in that spot right above it in 7th place, I believe that is a conditional relegation where you'd be in a playoff and might move down. So, Cryticalapis looking to try and move up in the standings a little bit and try and get out of that 8th place spot and stay in Division 1 for next season. Or at least allow him to choose his own destiny as far as staying in Div 1. Cole with a win here. If he's able to pull this out in a decider, I believe that would guarantee Cole staying in Division 1. Wouldn't be in any of the potential relegation spots. Although that is not 100% certain. I think it's just about 100%, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Right now, about 30 lines in, 161,000 points for Cole, 148,000 for Cryticalapis. And Critical is set up for this dirty Tetris in column number 2. We'll see if the long bar shows up. It does, but he burned a couple of lines and lost the dirty Tetris. You can tell by his face he knew he biffed that one. But hey, we're a third of the way to transition. 690,000 pace for Cole. That's a hey now transition pace. And we'll call it a 470,000 pace for Cryticalapis. So early on, Cole jumping out to about a 4 Tetris lead in game number 4. And that's the kind of performance he's going to need if he wants to bring this to a decider. And of course, we get a decider. You know what that means, folks. We need more points. And I just got a glance over at Cryticalapis' board. A couple of long bars in succession, so he has this He has this like antenna of long bars on the left side of his board that was almost all the way to the top, but gets a Tetris to bring it down. And a Simul Tetris, 327k for Cole, 232k for Cryticalapis. Cole setting up for the bits, waiting for the long bar. We'll see if he is successful in that Vits attempt and the Vits setup here. But may have to put those plans on hold because we're in a drought. 18 pieces does get the Vits. Now needs a long bar for the Tetris, and he's going to get it. This is a 650,000 transition pace for Cole and about a 500,000 pace for Cryticalapis. Or sorry, yeah, 500,000 pace. That is right. The Tetris from both players. We are just about 80 lines in. And Cole still with the edge. 377k, make it 400,000 to 346k for Cryticalapis. A nice little delay burst from Cryticalapis sets him up for it, and it will give him that dirty Tetris. But again, still has some work to do to try and catch up. Still trailing Cole by about 3.5 Tetrises, maybe a little less than that, as we are approaching the turnover here. But this board's starting to get a little high. At least on Cryticalapis' side, that right side is a little dangerous. He's going to take a dirty triple. And now, even though he's long bar dependent, not in position to get any dirty Tetris until this one. So a couple of long bar burns does get the dirty Tetris, but this has given Cole another opportunity to push points here and expand the lead. Currently sitting at 100,000 points, just under 5 Tetrises. Cryticalapis now with the dirty center well Tetris. And he's going to be set up for another one in column number 8. Just have to wait for that long bar to show up. And there it is, another dirty Tetris for Cryticalapis. Meanwhile, on Cole's side of the board, he's for the most part clean. Is Tetris ready on that right side? And he's going to get it. Tetris for Cole gives him 586k. Cryticalapis, 502,000. Cryticalapis has potentially 2 more Tetrises, but that depends on how many more burns he takes. And that's what he could get before the transition, unless he decides he wants to build dirty. But he's going to go for a center well, so he could maybe get 2 more Tetrises. Cole is on his last pre-level 19 Tetris. Just needs that long bar to show up. And of course, it's taking its sweet time. We're entering a drought right before transition. That's one of the guarantees in life, is that you'll get a drought right into transition. But Cole does it at 622,000. Cryticalapis, 540,000 into level 19. So the lead sitting at about 4 Tetrises for Cole. Line count is pretty even, so no need to worry about the differentials in pace. But Cole hanging on to this lead. Cryticalapis gets a Tetris, whereas Cole cannot, but the long bar follows up quickly, and now it's flipped. Cole gets a Tetris where Cryticalapis cannot. So in the end, it all evened out. Now on to level 21, 708k for Cole, 645,000 for Cryticalapis. Cole needs this one to bring it to a decider. And he's going to get a dirty column 3 Tetris. Nice little delayed burn there on his side. Now he is Tetris ready, waiting for another one. He's going to get it, as is Cryticalapis. This is a 1.14 pace on the kill screen for Cole. For Cryticalapis, it's just under a max out. We're going to call it 980,000 for his kill screen pace. But now Cole going to have to do a few lines of burning here. And if Cryticalapis can get Tetris ready, you could see him start to try and chip away at this lead, which currently sits at 110,000 points. Now Cryticalapis, he 5-taps that L piece over. He's got the well open once again, and he's going to get the log bar and the Tetris. 733k to 822k. Cryticalapis has cut this lead under 100,000 points. And now it's only down to under 2 Tetrises. So a big surge late here from Cryticalapis into level 25. Cole is set up for and will get the center well Tetris. And let's see how he negotiates this little hang he's got, which has created a gap in column 7. He's just gonna burn it away, it looks like. And, you know, with the way he's burning, might even be able to set up for a dirty. And he does. Dirty center well Tetris for Cole. 927k to 861k. Both players now into level 27. Cryticalapis' board is clean. He is Tetris right. He's going to get the Tetris. Cole's board in the same spot. Now he's waiting for the long bar. And there it is, Tetris for Cole. We're dangerously approaching Max Out City over here in game number 4 on both sides. But at the same time, both players dealing with less than ideal boards as we are approaching the kill screen. One more Tetris for Cryticalapis, potentially one more for Cole. But he might just be thinking, let's burn our way in. But no, he's got the ability. If he gets the right pieces, he can get one more Tetris before the kill screen, but he's just going to burn in. 1.025 for Cryticalapis, 981,000 for Cole. The board is getting out of sorts, and Cole is going to top out. And Cryticalapis takes this one 3 games to 1. 1.035 million for Cryticalapis, 983,000 for Cole. We'll put that third heart on the board. Go ahead and mulling it out. You've taken the match, and you've earned that right. But there we go. GG's. And let's do it. Congratulations, Cryticalapis. A WinRAR is you.
And both players are ready, so let's start the next game behind Sodium or about a Tetris point. Sodium here. Sodium getting quite high, needs something to burn, doesn't get the TPS over, doesn't get the next bar over. More single does it. Single has been achieved. Sodium doesn't get the next LPs over to the left here on level 29, which means topping out at 988. Burns to stay in, getting the bar and Tetris to Andy. And Sodium, please get out of no! That horrible. Especially OPs here for Sodium.
2B action. Hydrant's last chance to have a shot at the playoffs. Let's see if he can make it happen. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Also, this match was a bit of a treat because we get a couple players that have done some Tetris firsts. Starting on the left. The boy that broke Tetris. Roller out of the United States. He has an NTSC PB of 18,203,000. Welcome in, Blue Scuti. Of course, his claim to fame. First player to crash the game. And over on the right. Also rolling out of the United States with an NTSC PB of 2,364,000. Welcome in, Hydrant Dude. And of course, we see them all the time now. But back when Hydrant Dude rolled over the game for the first time, no one else had done it. So a couple of Tetris pioneers facing off here. Right now, it looks like it's a triple versus other clears, separating the players in favor of Hydrant. Scuti has a T-spin set up, gets the T, gets a spin. Ooh, oh my god. Wow, Tetris for Scuti. And only a double to clear out that mess, wow. Good recovery. Hydrant playing one row up. We'll bang down a Tetris here. Scuti, couple tuck setups. Nope, doesn't get the right pieces, so just has to burn it away. Hydrant's going to take advantage of this and get a little bit of a lead here, about one Tetris. Scuti playing it safe, but does eventually get the bar. Meanwhile, Hydrant, a bit of a mess. Can open up the right side just in time for the bar. That square comes chonking down the right side of the screen, and just gonna burn that away. And Hydrant now. Let's see what he chooses to do here. Just going to go ahead and clean it up and go back right well. Oh, I love that J placement, that adjustment for the square. Covering the well, but giving that square a place to live. Unfortunately, the following pieces didn't really come in cleanly, but it was a very good idea. Ooh, double flip into a misdrop. He tried to recover, but couldn't quite get the piece over in time. So Scuti will take advantage of that. He's got the lead, 360 to 326. And Hydrant will go back to playing one row up. Interesting. He's just going to burn this down, looks like. Playing it safe early on. Scuti is left not built up very well, but gets the bar. Long bars make everything okay. Another Tetris for Scuti, 474 to 355. We're almost at the 100 line turn. This is a unfortunate series of tuck setups here for Hydrant, and it does not work out the way he was hoping, but he will get a Tetris at the very least. I might have considered snapping that S over on the right side. Hydrant's got it opened up. We're at the 100 line turn. Scuti on pace for a mid 600 right now. Tetris for Hydrant. Scuti will bang one down. He's got 4 more to go until transition. Whoa, that's a dangerous spire for Hydrant. You can see he's just has to fill this in. Does it in a minimal number of burns, though. He gets a Tetris. But Scuti is just not relenting. Just needs a bar here. There's the bar. There's a 658 into level 19 for Scuti. Hydrant preparing for level 19. This isn't a terrible transition. 526. Scuti with a massive lead coming out of level 18, but level 19, the great equalizer. Let's find out if Scuti can hold on to this lead or if Hydrant will start cutting into it. Tetris for Hydrant. Another Tetris for Scuti. Hydrant answering back as well. Oh, Scuti getting into a little bit of trouble. Misses a spin. Gonna get a bar down the right side for the Tetris. And this is low enough that he can clean up. But Hydrant now has an opportunity to pull back some points. Depending on how efficient Scuti is here. My God, that S burst. That is not a left side I would ever want to see in my game. Another Tetris there for Hydrant. He gets the 5-tap over. Scuti's going to be out of this in a moment, and I think he's going to go for column 3, and indeed he does. Gets a column 3 Tetris. 914 for Scuti. Oh, things falling apart for Hydrant all of a sudden, just midway up the board. He's going to be able to start working on getting out of this, but oof. That is not an issue you want to be having at this stage of the game. Going to get a triple there. Scuti left well Tetris with the well transfer back over to the right. He's got the max out on 25. Tetris is into 26. 1,040,000 to 770. That is more than a 250,000 point lead for Scuti. Another Tetris for Hydrant. Hydrant bangs down a Tetris. Scuti got some cleanup work to do here. Next bar will not be a Tetris, but we'll bring the board down. Tetris for Hydrant. Scuti's board is climbing here. That was a dangerous bar dependency, but he got the bar pretty quickly. We're about to hit level 29. There's a dirty Tetris for Scuti for the 1.1. Max out's still on the table for Hydrant, so he's not down by nearly as much as he was earlier. We're into level 29 for Scuti. 1,149,000 is the transition score. Hydrant 1 Tetris away. He's actually going to be within 100,000 points. 1,076,000 for Hydrant. Here we go, level 29, or level 30 in Scuti's case, as he's ahead by 11 lines and has a 147,000 point lead. Ah, eat it, Fractal. That was a perfect clear from Hydrant.